What's up, guys? This is Chad from PPT Dallas. How's everything going? I am one who is piloting Son Goku. That's probably tinted too much, so here's Son Goku. You can actually see Bonds of Friendship. Really good. Reminds me a lot of Callblade. I come from a magic background, so this kind of felt very natural to me. So anyways, I'll get into it and try to get into more of the tech here in a second. For the things that you may not know on the front side, the reason why this leader is really good is he can awaken at 6th life. If you have a skillless in drop, you reveal a 4-star Dragon Ball and you draw a card. You don't even have to attack anybody, you just draw a card. All you have to do is reveal, so that's really nice. And on the flip side, his best thing, I think, is actually the first activate main, which is revealing a 4-star, drawing 2, and then pitching a card. That's super strong. You don't have to attack. I actually maybe used his second auto where you can use a vanilla as a 5k combo, or a super combo, because it gives a skillless plus 5,000 to its combo power once per turn. I probably only use that ever maybe once or twice a game. Most of the times I was charging my skillless or wanting to keep them in hand for my Gojitas. So anyways, we'll get more into this. So first off, we have the usual package. Son Goku, the adventure begins. Basically, this is the key card to the entire deck. My main gameplay with a lot of my deck was to not actually play a whole bunch of 20Ks. It was basically to play this guy and then use him to get out 30Ks. I was always in the mindset of, let's play the 30K war, which essentially was making sure that I had more 30K Deborahs out than the other person. So anyways, his first activate main, basically he goes and searches a Dragon Ball, which you can use on your leader and draw a card. His second activate main, which is really nice, is go search for a 30K and put it into play. The reason why this is nice is you get a 30K that normally costs 3, only offer 2, and you thin your deck. So you're doing 2 things at once. And the great thing about this is, let's say they kill it, especially in the Janemba matchup, you don't go back and search for another 30K, you go get the one back from drop. So again, it's very useful in the way that it plays out. So anyways, 4 of those. And then of course you get his buddy, Android 8. Essentially, this guy is really nice. His first activate, or his first auto whenever you play this guy, is search for the top 7 and look for a skillless. This is really nice because it helps you get out your Gogeta pieces for your, I forget the freaking fusion, Union Fusion. So that you have both the pieces in hand and can fuse on turn 5. His second auto is whenever a Goku is removed from battlefield or KO'd, essentially you get to KO another one of their guys. So it allows for combo phase removal, which this deck does not have otherwise. It's very flavorful. It's really nice if you have like 2 of these guys out and you have 1 Goku, and then you swing with, say, your leader, and then you combo your Goku away. Both these will activate and you can kill 2 guys at the same time. So that's really nice. Okay, so there's that. I played 5 4-star Dragon Balls. Now, this is, again, part of the main engine. You know, you reveal, draw a card on your awakened side, you reveal, draw 2, and either pitch the Dragon Ball or pitch one of the cards, or any card actually from your hand that you don't want. Usually, the reason why I chose 5 is when I was playtesting, 4 is too little, 6 is too much because you want to have space for tech. You want to have space for everything that's not part of the whole vanilla package. 5 is the right choice. Normally, if you saw a lot of my games, I'm usually only keeping 2 between my hand and drop zone. The other 3 are usually my charge targets because I don't care. Usually you don't have to go up to 120, 130 on a vanilla with a double strike. You usually don't have to go up to 80. Which 1 or 2 of the 4-star Dragon Balls completely does that. And then Deborah starts at 30, so you're already at 50. Use Champa, you're already at 60. It's not going to take that much. So anyways, I thought 5 was perfect, gave me a good ratio. So essentially you play these 5, you play the Goku, that's essentially 9 4-star Dragon Balls you have in your deck. 4 Deborahs. Okay. So I played no other 30Ks, and here's my opinion after PPT Dallas. Cut a Deborah. You don't need to see it any often. You want to, usually the first Deborah that I would see, I would charge. The second Deborah I'm pulling from deck, and then usually I'm only ever having 2 out maximum at a time, because it's really hard to get out more than that. And usually that's in, if they kill the Deborah, you bring it back from drop. It does not matter. So again, I actually really, in most of my games, I would side out the 4th Deborah. It was an easy side out target because I just never got to the point where I wanted that many Deborahs in my deck. And 30Ks are OP. I played 3 of the Super Saiyan Vegetas and 3 of the Super Saiyan Gokus. And the whole reason why I chose a 3-3 split is I wanted to make sure that I had a good ratio to hit the big boy, the Gogeta, which I will get into later. But you need a pair for the Union Fusion of equal power inside your hand to actually use the Union Fusion, which we'll get to more later. But that's the whole reason why. Usually I didn't like charging them because I would rather use it for the free effect and then use a Krillin, which I'll get to later, to bring it back from drop and whatnot, or I like to keep them in hand for my Union Fusion. So again, those are my 20Ks. Next, we have my Self-Awakening cards. So again, I was playing Mono Blue. This is Dark Power Mass Saiyan. There's 2 choices whenever you're really playing Mono Blue in terms of Self-Awakening cards. You have Dark Power, Black Mass Saiyan, and you have Awakening Talent Pan. I went with Black Mass Saiyan for one reason, and that was for Super Shenron. This card immensely helps against Bulmas coming out in play. Also, if you didn't know, it hits the 4-drop Broly. Because that's an auto effect. It's not a keyword skill, so they have to discard 2. So it doesn't really hurt the Broly effect that much because they draw so much. But Broly doesn't want to really waste cards that doesn't have to. So anyways, when this guy comes out in the field, whenever he attacks, he has the chance to take a life and then get 10k plus. So he turns into a 15k attacker, which is really nice. Say if you're at 2 life and you need like 1 more attacker, he's great because he's a 1-drop 15k. The second ability is whenever your opponent plays a battle card of 15,000 power or less without using a non-keyword skill, they have to discard 2 cards. So essentially, if you have 2 of these guys out and they play a Bulma, they have to discard 4. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Good job for you, Sugar Shimmer.
I hate that deck so much.
It was great. I'm going to take a quick water.
You good.
Okay, folks. Let's go on to some tech. So, this guy right here.
Mainboard to sideboard.
This is probably the MVP of the weekend. Because in these skillless matchup, whenever they play Krillin and they do all their shenanigans, yeah, okay, that's great. And then you drop this boy on turn 2 in response to them, they go, oh, that's a thing. There's no way to get rid of it in the skillless matchup.
So what is this card and what does it do?
Okay. So this guy is Son Goku striving to be the best. This dude's really nice. He's 2 energy, has barrier, and has a permanent effect. Okay? Your opponent can attack with any battle card of 2 or less. Does not matter. And guess what? You never attack with this guy. So the other feature rare counterpart in what's the set?
Yellow. It's yellow, Vegeta.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking of the set.
The set?
What's the set called?
Oh, Crud.
Clash of Fates, yeah. So the other feature rare, the other yellow Vegeta, forget the name, striving whatever, where it can pop a guy in rest mode, ignoring berry. Well, you never attack with this guy, so there's no answer for it. And the only answer you can really have with this guy is Kami. And sure, you can play around Kami pretty damn easy. I did it all weekend. So again, this guy single-handedly beats the mirror, 100%, because the thing with me is, like I told you in the beginning, I play the 30k war. I'm going to be swinging with 30ks the entire time. Yellow can't interact with this. Yellow, when I play the mono yellow version, they don't have access to this guy, so that means every Krillin that I play, I'm gaining more on them. I have one in sideboard, you side in the third, just to see it even more often, make sure you get it on that turn too. 100% OP. It is really broken. Okay. So I have 2 Krillins in main. I would probably say that the third or the fourth Deborah that I said I would cut, I would make into my third Krillin in main deck. Just to see it a little bit more often. There was a few games where it would have been nice to play. I played a Krillin. They KO'd they negated the Training Bunny Krillin and then KO'd the 20k. I could have Krillin'd again right after. So it would have been really nice. So making the fourth Deborah into the third Krillin would make this deck a little bit more aggressive in that stance. And I think that would probably be the best change right there. That or even just another negate, because negates are OP. So what Krillin does, Training Bunny Krillin, is whenever you play this card, you get to pull a vanilla skill is 20k, okay, from drop, and then this guy negs something -5. So essentially you can neg their, if they don't have a Android 8 out, you can neg their Son Goku, the Adventure Begins, or you just neg out their Android 8 if they have this guy out so they can't KO one of your guys. Again, it's really strong, provides pressure. You get 2 bodies of 15k and 20 power on the board for only 2 energy. Super strong. Really, really great. I enjoyed it a lot. So for my negate package, I chose 2 Whis Cohesion and 4 Power Burst. Essentially, what Whis allows me to do is, usually on all of my turns, I would always tap out all my black and have my 1 blue energy open. So either I'm faking my Whis Cohesion the entire time, and if not, then I get to just tap 1 and play a Power Burst. But this allows me to be able to negate again, and then negate again for only 1 life, all in 1 turn, on the defense. So whenever you're only playing with 1 energy up the entire time for defense, that's super, super strong. And especially when you play 4 Sensu Beans. Okay, so let's go back to all this, so you kind of understand what all these cards do. Whis Cohesion, you negate an attack. Oh, yes, sorry. Thank you. Cameraman's helping me out here. So Whis Cohesion, you negate an attack, and then you untap 1 energy. So again, you're untapping the 1 blue that you kept up. What Power Burst does is you counter a attack, and if it's successful, if they don't play Bad Ring on you or anything, you essentially go grab the Son Goku that you comboed off. Because, again, this guy gets out a 4-star and gets out the 30k. So you're thinning your deck, you're getting to your bigger bombs, you're just making your deck more consistent overall. The other great thing about Power Burst is it has a perm effect. When you have Sparking 5, you can negate for free. So what that means is this card essentially lets you take a life, negate for free, and get back a Son Goku. The other great thing about Power Burst, which I kind of misread, or not really read, I only learned about it, only visually understood the implementations, is grabbing a Son Goku from Warp. Yeah. And the reason why that's super, super powerful is having enough black cards for Dark Overwhelm for your Demigra. There's no way to actually neg this deck to not having enough black cards for the Demigra. So that's super, super strong. 100%, there's no way to get rid of the Goku unless they put it back into your deck. So again, super strong, really, really great. Played 4, played 2. I'd side in more negates, which we'll kind of get into that a little bit later. So let's keep going. Sensu Bean, let me just, for the new folks coming to the game, it's a 1-drop extra card. Play it during your activate battle. Basically, you tap 1 energy, you give a card 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So like you can make Goku 20k on defense for the duration of the turn, and you untap 2 energy. So usually, this was really good on my Awakening turn, which is like turn 2, because I could essentially use Son Goku, tap 2, bring out a Deborah. 1 second, I'm trying to make this all nice and visual for you guys. Bring out a Deborah, Awaken, untap 1 blue energy, swing with leader, use a Sensu Bean, untap 2 energy, play another Son Goku, swing with the first Deborah, use a bean on that Deborah, bring out another Deborah on top of that. Now I got 2 Deborahs plus 2 Son Gokus out on the field. It's so strong. All on turn 2, by the way, folks. Turn 2. As long as you have, of course, you know, a vanilla in the draw. So again, super, super strong. Okay. Let's get rid of all this crap. So my super combo package. I thought this was kind of interesting. I didn't really see too many vanilla decks, skillless decks, play sparking super combos. The only time that this did not help me was in the Broly matchup, especially when they wanted to go all the way up to the 8-drop on turn 2. That's the only time it would ever hurt me. Every other game, I'm always going to have sparking. And when you go in a skillless matchup, and they're at 6 life, and they're all playing Roshis, I have super combos that are active. Super strong. So let me tell you the difference. Temporal Resonance Trunks. 0 cost 10,000 combo. Sparking 5. So whenever I have 5 and drop, I get to draw a card. I wanted the 1 Roshi in there for whenever I did Overwhelm. I wanted to be able to still draw a card. So usually this was like more so my end-game finisher. Super combo, just to kind of push through during those Overwhelm turns. Otherwise, I mean, would I keep the ratios the same? Yeah, I think I would. I still like having the Sparking 5. This helps indefinitely in the Height of Mastery matchup because they never want to give you all the way down to 4 because they want to victory strike you, so having Sparking just means a whole lot more. You're going to get it off. You're going to be able to fight that combo phase. Okay. So I pretty much did what everyone else did. I played 2 Champas. Basically, this guy is Further Destruction Champa. Auto, whenever you combo with this card, you give the card that you're attacking with Double Strike. It's a 1 cost 10k card. Does the same. I didn't see really anyone play anything different. The other card that you could play is it's a Kai, Supreme Kai of time. I don't know, it's not a time. It's just Supreme Kai. It's from the World Martial Arts. It's red. The difference between is this one you don't have to declare giving double strike. The other one you do because it says up to. So just for you new folks out there, okay?
Get Champas. Don't worry about misplays.
Yep. I didn't have enough Champas, so my I built this deck twice. My other buddy didn't bring it. He felt more comfortable with Broly.
I'm sorry.
Hey man, if you played it, you would have been top 4 like me. Maybe. Okay. So here's the whole reason why I also chose the blue package. Between mono yellow and mono blue skillless, there are no bombs in mono yellow. There's nothing that wins you the game. I'm sorry. There just isn't. Sure, yes, you have Nimbus and Crusher Ball and things like that, but it doesn't win you the game. These win you the game. I have 4 bombs where most decks, if they play yellow, they have 2. Okay? They have 2 bombs. This allows me to win the game indefinitely, especially in the skillless matchup. Because again, they're not attacking because of striving Goku. So let's go over these Gojitas first. Gogeta Hero Revive. Ignore the 7 costs. You'll never do that. Because it's stupid, it costs way too much. Essentially, this guy has triple strike. It's his first ability. If you can't quite read, the second ability is Union Fusion for 5 energy, and it says Son Goku and Vegeta. So what that means is you need to have a Vegeta and a Goku in the character name with the same power to use that second ability. So you tap 5, pitch these 2, and play this guy for only 5 energy. So you get a 30k triple strike barrier with deflect for 5 energy. That's already pretty strong. And now the main thing that makes this guy so much more stronger is the auto, Sparking 10. If you have Sparking 10 and you play this guy, your opponent pitches their entire hand back into their deck, shuffles up, and draws 3. That's strong. Especially in this game where, like, when you get to your later turns, you're going to have, 7 to 10 cards in hand, somewhere in there. Because you're usually trying to build up for whatever your kill turn is. This says no. I swing. Did you pull a negate? Yes. Okay, you only have 2 cards in hand. Good game trying to beat me. The other thing is, I think I did forget to mention, whenever you do have this, you have to crit yourself a life. So you take a life, put that in drop. So if they bring you down to 1, this card's a dead card. Kind of sad. The other way to play around that is to just overwhelm with one of these other nice bombs that you have. And then you get to play this on the next turn for 5. But you don't get the sparking, so that's fine. And then you just swing for a 30k barrier triple strike. Anyways, so bombs. Bombs are good. I played the Demigra, this bad boy right here. The guy behind me is the one who pulled it. Or not behind me, behind the camera. Sorry, guys. There you go. There you go. So this is Beyond Darkest Demigra. Super strong, really works well with this deck. It's an ultimate. Ultimate means you can only have 1 ultimate in your deck. Second ability is Dark Overwhelm. So there's Overwhelm and Dark Overwhelm. Overwhelm is you can pitch any color cards that are in your drop area, and then Overwhelm for the cost. Dark Overwhelm is a little bit different. It counts to make sure you have X number of black cards. So this says, I need 7 Dark Overwhelm, and then I need a, cost of 5. So I need to have 7 black, super easy, playing a lot of black, and then tap 5 energy to play this dude out. Next skill list is Triple Strike, really good, base K 40. The auto is what makes this card broken. Whenever you swing, you basically get to combo, look at their hand, pick their 4 best cards, and combo with them. Let's say they negate it because they don't want to take the Triple Strike, otherwise they die. So that's 1 card. And then you can pick 4 more. So you can pick 4 super combos, combo with them, and then draw. And then so you're plussing by 4.
Is it 4?
Yeah, it's 4.
I thought it was 3.
No, it's 4. They broke it.
Dude.
So guess what? So if you pick cards that you can draw with, like Unbreakables, Cells, black super combos, like you're facing the mirror, you just neg them 5 cards and you just plus yourself 4 cards. You're not dying. Sorry. There was one game where I fought through a Demigra for 2 turns and still won. That was rough. That took some skill, I will tell you. And the only reason why I did that is because I had 4 negates in hand and only 2 blank cards that he could actually take. So it didn't matter how many times he swung. And eventually I just hit the Android 8 Son Goku combo and then comboed away the Goku and KO'd the Demigra. And then again, I have power boosters in hand, so I just got the Son Goku back and started playing 30Ks. So again, I'm playing the 30K war. So again, really, really good. The one card people did not expect, and probably won me 3 out of my matches during Swiss. So, also, by the way, I got 6th during Swiss, and then 4th in top 16. And then if people say that's a fluke, that's your first time, no. Bandai Regionals Dallas that ARG hosted last year for Nats. I got 17th or 18th, and then I went to Nats. Didn't do well at Nats. Made the correct call, but scrubbed out against Droids later on in the Nationals. So I am good enough for all you people that say, "Oh, you just got in by luck." I am good enough. Anyways, this card by far got so many people by surprise. And by the way, when you play this card against Janemba, you win. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. So this is Fu shrouded in mystery. Okay? Ignore that, because that does not matter. The overwhelm is what matters. So this is an overwhelm 10 for 6. So again, you have 10 cards in drop. Tap 6 energy, play this guy. Okay? So he's a double strike. His auto is what makes him broken. Anything that, as long as you play this with overwhelm, of course, anytime your opponent has to activate something, whether it's an auto, let's say it's an auto for the super combo, or let's say it's a bean effect, or let's say it's either one of the two on the Son Gokus, or even for some folks, the 4-star ball, or even a negate. All of this, they can't do. They just can't do it. So essentially, if they're at 3 life and you play this bad boy, and then you swing with this guy, they can't negate it. You combo all in, and then you swing for a triple or a double strike. Okay, sure. Let's say they still manage to out-combo this guy. Well, they're at 2 life. The great thing is about this is they can't do anything on their turn also. So you time skip them until it comes back to your turn. And then you go in with a Champa double strike. Because now, again, they're at 2. And you go all in again. Literally, one of my best games. And sorry, Devin Buttersworth, I'm going to call you out. The greatest thing ever against Janemba is I played this guy on turn 5. Swung. Ripped pretty much all the good, juicy stuff out of his hand. Turn 6, I had a Deborah out on board. I swung with that, and I pitched everything in hand, and he's like, wait, are you going to play the Gogeta? This doesn't make sense. You don't have enough cards in hand to play the Gogeta. And then I play the Fu, and he's like, oh, good game. And that's how I got to the top 4. Soda is so good, 100%. The bombs, because you run blue, the bombs just win you the game. I really think on turn 5, turn 6, you need to play, any deck that you play, you need to play a card that just wins you the game. And that's all there is. So again, that's main board. We'll go into sideboard. So first card we have is Weak Cohesion. I've already talked about what this card does. Next card we have Iterade. This was really nice, especially in the yellow matchups, because usually people would play the 1-drop Whis that if you untap an energy from a skill, other than an awakened skill, you would you could pop an energy. So essentially, I would side out a Weak Cohesion and then side in an Iterade against the yellow matchups just to make myself a little bit more consistent. And then also, this would also bring me back a 20k for the Gogeta on turn 5. So again, super hyper consistent, making sure I get certain plays out. 2 Krillins. This is so that you could go faster. And then again, in the skills matchup, you want to keep all the Android 8s and Son Gokus off the board. All the 5k Son Gokus. Really, really good. Again, the 4th Deborah, you're going to side. You would take out the 4th Deborah and put one of these in main. Again, MVP. He came in every matchup besides. Okay, guys, so sorry about that. Our phone kind of died, so we're revamping it. Anyways, so again, going back to MVP of the whole weekend. Son Goku striving to be the best. Wins the mirror. There's a lot of mirror at the moment. Pretty good. Next card. Kami Global Unifier. This is when I felt like their board state, they had too many more 30Ks than I did. So you play this, you blow up their board, you blow up your board. You plus from this essentially because it draws you a card. It's 1 energy, deflect, can't crush a ball, whatever, can't cold blow lust it. Really solid card. Let's go on to the next. Champa, again, this is mainly for mirror and Broly matchups. Talked to you about what it did before. This guy wins me Broly. Did not see it really in the top 4. Or didn't even have, if I did, I can't remember exactly, did not have a good opening chance to play it. This guy essentially is 3 energy, has crit. The reason why you play it is for his auto. If you and your opponent combined have a total of 15 or more Saiyans, whenever you swing at a leader card with this card, if they negate it, if they out-combo it, whatever, it does not matter. He still crits them the damage. So this basically says, I play, I swing, you take a life. That's it. Does not matter what your opponent does. The only way around this, I believe, is to have a blocker to change the attack target because it still is dealing damage to the blocker. Other than that, your opponent will always take 1 life, which getting Broly down to 3-2 and then using Champa on the leader is the best way to, in my opinion, to beat down the Broly. Honestly, I would love to have a second one of these inside and then probably a few of the Heavenly Demigos for the Broly matchup. Let's keep going. We have Tien the Returning Fire. This card is really strong. This is pretty much why all blue leaders have been dropping off the face of the earth. Even Janemba. Janemba's like, this helps you. So far though, even though I played 2, in all my Janemba matchups, Tien has gotten milled. Funny enough. But they don't mill the SDR or the food, so that's okay. I still win either way. So again, the permanent effect, your opponent's leader is red or blue, you get to play this guy for 1 because it reduces the cost by 3. His auto basically says, hey, your opponent can't untap energy for any reason other than a non-awakened skill. Other than the awakened skill of the leader. So basically, turns off Sensor Beams, Dimensional Magic, Weasel's Cohesion, all things that manipulate energy. So really strong. At first, I had 3 the week leading up to it. I dropped it down to 2. I wanted to have more options in my sideboard. And then usually against, mainly this was just for the Janemba matchup. If you see it, you play it on their turn 4. It negs them on defense and on offense on their when they charge up to 5. So really, you just want to play this guy on 1 good turn. And it pretty much locks you into the game. Especially when on your turn 5 you're going to play Demigra, and then your turn 6 you're going to play Shrouded Fu. So again, locks you in on turn 4 from you losing. Next card, Mass Saiyan, the Mysterious Warrior. I cited this in against Shenron matchups. Honestly enough, I did not want to slide this in the mirror, even though that's kind of one of the other thoughts I had about it. There were other cards I wanted to side in, like extra negates, or the extra striving, or the extra Krillins, things like that. Like, that just outright win me the mirror versus this guy's like, okay, I win this turn. But Krillin can literally, he stays there with the 20k and himself, and then kills one of either the Aiders or the Son Gokus. It puts way too much for 2 energy versus just 1 energy and KOing like 3 guys. Or warping 3 guys. So anyways, mostly for Super Shenron. It's a Overwhelm for 5, cost 1, double strike. When you play this with Overwhelm, as long as the other guys don't have blocker, you can warp total cost of up to 5 energy. Super strong. Do I think I would take it outside? No, I think it's good as a 1-of still. One of the very strong cards. I did play it in 1 matchup. I caught Anthony Hernandez off guard. In 1 game, when he saw this, he was at 2, and he's like, oh shit, I don't know how much you can combo up to, but if I could out-combo at that time, then I might have won. Still getting a no shit out of the person who placed first at PPT Dallas was good enough. I think this is an excellent sideboard card, especially when you can't play into your Gogetas or anything, just because the games are going too fast. So even like, let's say you're playing a Super Shinron matchup, this is a perfect card to side out your Gogeta or your Scientist Fu or your Demigra, because you're never going to get up to the 5 or 6 energy. And lastly, but not least, this card.
Useless.
What the cameraman said. This is Ultimate Fusion Gogeta. Double Strike Union Fusion. So again, it's having the 2 vanillas in hand so that you can pitch them and play it for 4 energy. His auto, Sparking 5. Whenever you play this card and you have Sparking 5, you draw 2 cards, you choose 2 of your opponent's cards and bottom deck them. Essentially, the reason I put this in sideboard thinking that it was really going to help me in a lot of matchups. As I was playing and thinking about it after the tournament, I never once sideboarded this card. I thought it was the worst card ever. 4 energy is stupid. For 4 energy, I could, play a Son Goku and an Aider and have 1 energy up and swim with lead and play a Bean. Or say like play double Bean and then do a Krillin. It's just all this random stuff, but that all requires me to have 1 energy up on turn 4 at some point in the sequencing. If I play this on turn 4, that's it, and I can't play it any sooner, so it sucks and it does not win me the game. This will never win me the game. Again, like I was telling you before, with all the bombs, with Demigra, you can see there. Sorry, we played a game in between. So all the bombs, like Demigra and Gogeta and, Fu, these are all bombs that will win you the game or makes it damn near impossible for your opponent to win the following turn. Okay? This does not win you the game at all. It's the worst card ever. Do not play this. This deck runs off of having 1 energy up at all times. Just for sequencing combo phases, it's the worst card ever. Don't do it.
So what would you go to the card for?
I have no freaking idea.
Heavenly Crusher Demigra?
Huh?
Heavenly Crusher Demigra, just to fix the Broly matchup.
Say that one more time.
The Demigra, the combo one, to take care of Broly matchup.
Oh yeah. So I would definitely side these out and put in extra cards for Demigra.
Yeah.
Just as it'll work really, really well. You could also you could either put in the heavily Demigra or you can put in if you're running Roshi's and not the 3 trunks, super combo trunks. And say you're running all Roshi, you don't necessarily have to play the Demigra one. You can play the Championship Pack Bardock, which is an overwhelm 5, and then KOs everything that's 6 or up. Either KOs or warps. I can't remember exactly.
It warps.
It warps. Okay, there you go. So camera guy helping me out. Yeah. So again, it's that strong too, especially if you're just playing Roshi, because then you don't care about if you have a drop or not. Other than if you're also playing Gogeta. But again, don't play this at all. It's the worst thing ever.
Crush that.
Yes. So I thought I'd do a little bit different with a lot of than other people have been doing. I want to kind of go over what sideboard options I would do. So essentially, you kind of get rid of all your bombs for all your big games. You would essentially, I would pretty much side out Scientist Fu. Actually, I would probably keep these 2 for the Broly matchup. I mean, some games you kind of get there. In my playtesting, I did get up to 5 energy, and if you do ever get up to 6 energy with Fu, it just turns off Broly altogether, and you just still win. Because they can't KO with their their activate battle effects or anything. So there's no way to stop the Fu in the Broly matchup other than Crusher Ball. But then they can't come at you with the secret anyways. So let's see here, what else? So this is all against like the high-end stuff. You would definitely side out the Son Gokus when it's not an aggro matchup or a mirror match. I would usually side out 2 Sensu Beans if I was playing a yellow deck. And the reason because is a lot of people would play the one-drop Whis that acts just like the Boros. Forgive me, I can't remember the names. That whenever you untap energy with a non-leader skill, your opponent, or you can KO one of your opponent's energy. So essentially siding these two out and then putting in basically against, again, this is against the mono-yellow skillless matchup, like putting these two out and then putting in two Krillins does the same thing. It makes it so much easier because you're going to have more Krillins and you're already going to win the 2-drop matchup the entire time, so it makes a lot of sense. Let's see here. I would also, again, Deborah usually ended up being another side-out card. And the reason being is I needed more space to side out, and Deborah is an easy choice because it's hard to get out Deborah without Son Goku. The 1-drop Son Goku, that gets them out for only 2. And so it just made it really, really easy in that sense to side out him. So let me go into the side options and kind of tell you what I might actually do. So again, the skillless matchup, 100%. This card helps out so much in the Janemba matchup for 2 reasons. It now allows me to spend one of these rare vanilla 20Ks and then get it back for the Gogeta that I want to play on turn 5 anyways. So it definitely helps out in that matchup. And the reason why this is better is because I will usually side out one of my 2 Whis that I had mainboarded for the Aider so that I get around Borgos. So it makes a lot of sense. It helps. I don't go down. I love having 6 negates in the deck. It really does help. I had the extra Whis negate there for the aggro matchup. Again, for Super Shenron type decks, things of that nature. Super good. So usually I think this was my normal sideboard option against skillless. Sorry, that was my usual sideboard option against skillless. If it was blue skillless, then I would take that out and side in an extra Whis. In the skills matchup, the first person who gets down to 2 loses because you just double strike Champa. So again, this wins me the 2-drop war. This makes sure that they can't KO my 30Ks when I swing with them. This is my oh shit, and this is so that I win the negate fight. So all super, super good. Super Shenron matchup, aggro matchup, Super Shenron matchup, aggro matchup. Let's see here. Here's my Broly package that I would usually side in. Again, against Broly, it's in the early game. It's you need as many negates as possible, because if you're sitting at 6 life when they have to SCR, it's going to be hard for them to kill you because you're going to draw a whole bunch and be like, oh, well, you didn't kill me. Let's go back. That didn't obviously happen in my top 4, but that was the theory behind it. And then again, this is to get them down from 3 to 2 and then Champa them to make sure you have 3 Champas in there. And essentially, in that matchup, you side out the Gogetas and you side out the 4th Deborah. There's your 3 cards right there. The Gogeta doesn't matter because as long as they have a Broly, especially the 8-drop Broly, they're just going to KO the Gogeta. At least with the Demigra and Fu, you can rip cards out of their hand or you just win the game with Fu anyways. I would cut down, I know I showed you guys 2 Kamis. You don't really need 2 Kamis. I'd cut one from the side. So I would definitely cut a Kami in both of these for whatever you kind of feel like. And I think that's most of the matchups. Then Janemba is usually just, the 2 TNs. That's all you need. The 2 TNs of the Aider. And you'll take out a Whis for the Aider negate. I guess actually, so you have those 2, and then what also helps against the Janemba matchup is just having more attackers. So again, obviously the Training Buggy Krillin really helps. if the Janemba player is smart and plays Striving, then you don't actually need to side this out. And you just side it this package. And then again, the way I play the deck, you play the 30k War. You're going to play around Striving most of the time. So again, that's my deck profile. If you have any questions, just let me know, post on the video, and hit us up, okay? Appreciate it. Thanks.